Today on Studio G, we talk about the UNLV student walkout, the mental health town hall, and the Austin serial bombing.
We also take a look into what is happening to rabbits in the valley, and we get a look into Dance 101.
We are also sitting down with Citlaly, the president of service for the Latino Youth Leadership Alumni, about the organization's summer conference.
Good afternoon, Rebels. I'm Denier Franklin.
And I'm Chase Christensen. Governor Brian Sandoval, as of Monday, signed an executive order that is known as the statewide School Safety Task Force. The task force will include members such as Nevada Congress members, school principals, teachers, law enforcement, and healthcare professionals. The task force is set to review current laws that concern school safety and are set to complete the review by August 1st.
Gas prices over the span of a week have increased by more than 6 cents in Las Vegas. According to GasBuddy.com, gas prices in Las Vegas are higher by the gallon this year compared to the prices they were last year. It is expected to continue to grow in the next few weeks, locally and nationwide.
Las Vegas Lights FC may only have just started their first season game last week, but they already have a rivalry team. The Reno 1868 FC, the Las Vegas Lights, and Reno 1868 FC both collaborated and let fans choose and vote for a rivalry series name. The first rivalry game will happen this weekend at Las Vegas's very own Cashman Field on March 24th at 8 p.m. Go support our local soccer team.
It's been more than a month since a gunman went into Stoneman Douglas High School and opened fire and killing 17 students. Across the country, students are speaking out. UNLV joined in on the protest.
Students across the nation participated in National Walkout Day. Today, here at UNLV, students and community members gathered and took part in the event. Enough is enough! The Las Vegas community stands with the victims from the Stoneman Douglas High School on the 1-month anniversary of the shooting.
We're here to say enough is enough. We will take action and you will hear our voices.
Students walked out of their classrooms at 10 a.m. for 17 minutes to show solidarity for the 17 victims of the Florida high school shooting.
I really hate that it's kind of a normal thing now to tune into the news and hear about the next big mass shooting.
President of the UNLV student body says to do nothing is not enough. He urges students to get out into the community and talk with local government officials.
I think that community dialogue is really important, and that if we constantly have a divisive message or we constantly demonize one another, I don't think we're going to make any progress on any of these things.
UNLV students and community members participated in the walkout because it is very close to their heart.
This day is about standing up and using our voice and demanding that Congress actually do something.
To me, it means that students are mobilizing. They're able to discuss these issues that are important to them. They're able to come together around a common cause and make their voice heard.
Students and community members are pushing for change in gun legislation. Reporting for Studio G, I'm Alexis Ferraro.
This means hope for the future to me.
Another nationwide walkout is scheduled for the 19th anniversary of the Columbine High School massacre on April 20th.
Basketball superstar Dwayne Wade has been using his fame to give the students a voice in regards to gun control. CNN reporter Dave Briggs has more on the story.
As adults, as parents, when we know our kids are not safe at school, this is not nothing that happened one time. This has now happened multiple times. I can't imagine what these families are dealing with, are going through. But what I try to do is I try to put myself in that situation, and the heartache and the hurt, just even trying to imagine it, it's too much to bear.
Also central to Wade's experience, his own upbringing in the inner city of Chicago.
One of the cool things about going to the school and hearing the kids talk, they know it. Kids at Parkland know it. You know, they understand, and that's why really what made me really want to get behind and support it more, because they understand that they're the voice for so many.
Wade is putting his money where his mouth is, donating $200,000 to this Saturday's March for Our Lives rally in Washington. A call for action on gun violence spearheaded by 17-year-old student Adam Alhanti.
I think March for Our Lives is a step in a marathon. The gun laws will change once we vote out the people who don't want to change gun laws.
Alhanti and Wade both welcome the action taken by Florida lawmakers to raise the age on some firearm purchases, although they oppose arming teachers.
You're saying that we're going to give these teachers guns, and if someone come and shoot, and they're going to grab these guns and go out, and they're not going to shoot anybody else. They're trained to just kill the person. It's people who are trained to do that now and can't do it and won't do it.
Wade is sponsoring this art exhibit honoring the victims of the massacre, including 17-year-old Joaquin Oliver, who was buried in one of Wade's number 3 jerseys. Wade paid tribute to Oliver, writing his name on his sneakers and dedicating the season to Joaquin.
What did you see in those students when you visited the high school?
I seen life in that moment. You know, it was just a moment where I knew this school is dealing with a tragedy that most of us can't even imagine. And when I walked in, it was life. It was like I didn't expect it to be like that.
Last month, Fox News host Laura Ingraham said basketball players like Wade should stay out of politics and just shut up and dribble.
You are not going to shut up and dribble. Why not?
Because I do more than dribble. But it's just not who I am. It's never been who I am. For me, it's bigger than basketball. It's bigger than dribbling. And I've been given an opportunity to use my voice. I've been given an opportunity to stand for so many that cannot, stand for so many that they will not allow to talk and have a voice. And I understand the power of mine, so I will not.
For Our Lives will be taking place in Washington, D.C. on Saturday, March 24th. Many other states around the country will also participate in the gun control protest.
UNLV's Criminal Justice Club hosted a mental health and police interaction town hall meeting in Greenspan. An assemblyman and a mother who lost her child due to police brutality were in attendance, among other professionals who spoke about the hardships of Nevada not providing proper mental health care. The meeting covered topics of police being properly trained to handle situations regarding the mentally ill and how to improve the mental health care system in Nevada.
The important thing is when you are experiencing a mental health crisis, that you should be able to find the help that you need, whether that is from a public servant, a physician, a psychiatrist, whomever else.
The Town Hall meeting ended with a Q&A session with all the speakers and students and members of the UNLV Criminal Justice Club asked questions about funding mental health care and about how the university students could help. The town hall meeting spoke volumes with all the police brutality that has happened in recent months. If you see someone struggling through any situation, ask how you can help them. Lend an ear, a helping hand, and a caring heart.
Austin, Texas has had multiple bombings in the past 2 weeks. Reporter Omar Jimenez has more on the story.
We are clearly dealing with what we expect to be a serial bomber at this point.
4 bombs in a little more than 2 weeks in Austin, Texas.
Obviously, this is very concerning to us. The FBI has brought in over 350 special agents to work here. It's an unprecedented response to Austin.
The latest explosion triggered by a tripwire and left on the side of a residential road.
It's more sophisticated, It's not targeted to individuals. We're very concerned that with tripwires, a child could be walking down a sidewalk and hit something.
All of the previous explosions detonated from packages left on residential doorsteps, and all of them came within a matter of 10 days, collectively killing 2 and injuring 2 others. Police believe all 3 of those explosions are connected.
This is something we're going to solve as a community. The officers that are working in the neighborhoods are paying attention not only for the suspicious packages, but also items that may look out of place.
And unlike the 4 victims of the previous blast, the 2 injured in Sunday's explosion are white, both of them expected to survive. Officials telling Austin residents to stay alert.
We're telling people to call into 911 if they see anything that's suspicious, not to go near it, not to touch it, just to call 911.
Police believe these explosions were meant to send a message. The reward for information leading to arrests up to $115,000 as the community remains on edge, staying as vigilant as maybe they've ever been. I'm Omar Jimenez reporting.
It is suggested for those who reside in Austin, Texas, to be aware of their surroundings. No information has been confirmed as to who can be setting up these bombs. FBI is requesting that anyone who knows about the bombings to come forward. We'll be back after a short break.
The show's name is the Rebel and Revolt Show. Pretty good show about, just someone who will actually talk about UNLV the way an outsider might feel. We talk about current events, we talk about politics, try to take an offensive swing with it. Sometimes it's hit or miss, and then we talk about, the little things in life that everybody laughs about. And we are the Rebels and we are revolting. My name is Jameson Wilk and I run the Rebel and Revolt Show, and you can tune in at therebelhd2.com.
It's your boy Miles Lowe.
It's your girl Scribe Cash.
My name's Fabian Stefan.
Perpetual Player One.
And I'm your host Brandy the Prince Madison.
My name is Haley Rogers.
From the Miles Lowe Midweek Show.
Your Scribe Cash radio show.
You can listen to Pixel Jam.
Press start to play.
And this is the Takeover.
Rock on Rebel.
On KUNV HD2.
From the rebelhd2.com.
As far as Studio G, at first it looks overwhelming, and at first it looks like it's a lot of work, but I'll tell you what, it's the most beneficial class I've had at UNLV to date, without a doubt. You get to not only develop stories and work on your interviewing skills, your editing skills, and your shooting skills from a camera perspective, you get to work on all the equipment that's in the studio. So you're working on audio, you're working on directing, tech directing, you get to produce your own show. You can take a 30-minute newscast and make it your own. And that's really cool about Studio G. Like I said, a lot of it seems overwhelming at first, but it is by far the best class I've taken at UNLV since I've been here.
Dozens of feral rabbits were found dead here in the valley just a few days after the health department issued a warning about them. But as Martha Saldana tells us, here some are suspecting poison.
Volunteers with Bunny's Matter 2 found dozens of dead rabbits on DCFS property. They believe the rabbits were poisoned, so they put someone on watch. And on February 19 in the morning, they saw someone dump a bag full of contaminated vegetables from a car and take off.
It had a substance on it and it smelled like antifreeze.
Officials with the DCFS says the West Charleston campus has become overpopulated with rabbits, and the dead bunnies were found just 2 days after the Nevada State Health Department issued a warning in the area, saying a large population of feral rabbits can carry and spread deadly diseases to humans. They announced a plan to trap them and relocate them, and asked people to keep their distance and not feed them in the meantime. But animal advocates say these aren't feral rabbits. They are domestic breeds that don't have any diseases and need to be taken care of.
They're defenseless creatures, and they are domestic breeds that have unfortunately become a problem in the city of Las Vegas.
She points out that the real issue with rabbit overpopulation is educating the community that having a pet rabbit is a long-term commitment.
According to Kathy Jung, president of Nevada Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, rabbits have larger litters and they have the potential to get pregnant every 45 days. On the other hand, advocates say they plan to have the dead bunnies tested to prove that it was in fact poison that killed them. In the meantime, they're working to find all of the bunnies they were able to rescue a safe home. It's been feeling really nice outside these past few days. Diana has our weekly forecast.
Good afternoon, Rebels. I'm Diana Zainuddin here with your forecast. For today, we are at 55 degrees with a high of 68 and a low of 53. For our photo of the day, major snowstorm in Massachusetts. Local forecasters were calling 5 to 10 inches of snow, and there is increasing confidence the storm could get worse at times. The highest snowfall totals are currently slated along and southeast of the I-95. No wind warnings have been posted just yet. Moving on to our 5-day forecast. So it looks like for the next couple of days there is a slight chance of rain, and then thankfully it's going to get sunny for the rest of the week, just in time for spring break. So for tomorrow, we are at a high of 75 and a low of 58. For Thursday, high of 70, low of 54. Friday, we are looking at a high of 69 and a low of 48. Saturday, high of 66, low of 48. And then Sunday, we are looking at 65 degrees. Right now, looks like we are in the 50s. Centennial 57, Summerlin 56, Southern Highlands at 57, North Las Vegas 55, Las Vegas 59, Green Valley 59, Nellis 57, Henderson 57, and Boulder City 56. This morning we were at 59 degrees. It was partly cloudy, wind at 5 miles per hour and humidity at 21%. And for later on tonight, we are at 65 degrees. It's going to be pretty cloudy, wind at 4 miles per hour and humidity at 16%. For our national forecast, looks like on the East Coast, we're experiencing some pretty heavy rain. In the north, we have some snow going on, especially in Minneapolis, pretty heavy snow up there. On the West Coast, looks like San Francisco is raining as well, and it is pretty sunny in the mid-region. That's all I have for your weather today. Back to the anchors.
Coming up, we sit down with Citlaly Del Refugio Herrera about her involvement with the organization Latino Youth Leadership Alumni and their upcoming summer conference. Don't go anywhere. Studio G will be right back after the break.
Are member supported. KUNV 91.5, The Source. Here's why you should become a member. Become a part of the public radio family while keeping jazz alive in Southern Nevada. Every member receives a discount card to businesses and restaurants around the valley, along with a premium of KUNV branded items. Exclusive access to KUNV ticket giveaways for concerts and events. And private members-only events with prominent musicians such as Paul Taylor, Vincent Ingala, and many more. We are 91.5 The Source, and that source is you. So become a member today.
Oh, the station's great. You make friends, you gain skills, you learn how to do all this stuff with audio. It's a fantastic thing.
I can grow with everyone and everybody supports me as well as I can support them.
I think it's great. I think it's a blessing to have this kind of equipment from the Green Spun family as well as the state of Nevada.
And it's really informative to see, how a radio show really works.
Now that I do it, I have friends, I have people that want to hang out, and I get to play music a lot.
It's very good too because we have all the top of the line equipment to work with and students here that can help you out. So it's a very, very good way to get involved in the radio.
This is a 30-minute show that airs every Tuesday evening at 91.5. You're going to hear Dr. Gary Larson along with our regular contributors talking about what matters to our community. And not only what matters, but why does it matter? We look at our community as a whole, but we also pay special attention to what's happening here at UNLV because that's our home as well. So looking at our metropolis through the lens of a radio show really gives us the unique perspective to tell a story through words and through people. And I think it makes for a great program.
Welcome back to Studio G. I'm here with Citlaly, the Vice President of Service for the Latino Leadership Alumni, an organization who hosts a yearly conference for Latinos in the summer. Thank you again for coming.
No, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So can you just talk about exactly what goes on in the conference and who you kind of tailor it to?
For sure. The Latino Youth Leadership Conference started back in 1993. We're going for our 25th year this year. And essentially what goes down at the conference is just high schools, incoming juniors or outgoing seniors come on campus to UNLV, and there are different workshops for them to do. We have guest speakers. Last year I know we had representatives from Catherine Cortez Masto just talking to students who are interested in political sciences or any other major here at UNLV. It's a free conference. They get to stay in the dorms, they get to eat, and it's just really fun.
Can you just talk about what happens after the conference is over then?
Yeah, essentially it's kind of like a graduation ceremony after the conference, which is like a six-day seminar. The alumni, graduates from conference, get to partake in an even bigger organization, the Latino Youth Leadership Alumni, which in 2015 became a nonprofit. And essentially what we do is just focus on community service and making sure that all Latinx youth have an opportunity to grow as individuals and so on and so forth.
So who helps you guys kind of fundraise and all that for this event?
For conference, most of our funding comes from the Chamber of Commerce, the Atlanta Chamber of Commerce. We've also gotten funding from McDonald's and just anybody who wants to help out the community. They're actually doing a fundraising this week for anybody who chooses to donate. They can just go to lylc.info, and if they want to, they can donate there. For alumni, most of our donations come from our alumni, the participants who graduated from the conference, and anybody who wants to donate to us.
What else can you tell me about, like, what your positions are? Like, how do you hold a position within the organization?
Sure. The alumni is composed or run by, I should say, the executive board, which is comprised of 10 members. It is the president, 2 vice presidents, 1 of service and 1 of events. Service, which is my position, mainly deals with community service and opportunities like so. And the vice president of events mostly has to deal with socials for the alumni and fundraising activities. From there, it's treasurer. We have a historian as well, LCC, representative. We have a sergeant at arms, and I think that's it.
Okay. Thank you again for coming. Studio G will be right back.
Your community's farmers market. Welcoming, lively, friendly. A place where neighbors and friends come together to celebrate their community. With over 50 vendors, organic, sustainable, fresh produce are available just for you. Support and buy local at Fresh 52.
Oh, the station's great. You make friends, you gain skills, you learn how to do all this stuff with audio. It's a fantastic thing.
I can grow with everyone and everybody supports me as well as I can support them.
I think it's great. I think it's a blessing to have this kind of equipment from the Green Spun family as well as the state of Nevada.
And it's really informative to see, how a radio show really works.
Now that I do it, I have friends, I have people that want to hang out, and I get to play music a lot.
It's very good too because we have all the top of the line equipment to work with and students here that can help you out, so it's a very, very good way to get involved in the radio.
Get to do an internship, you have to do an internship. It's one of the requirements for a journalism major. You have to do an internship before you can graduate.
Definitely having an internship as a requirement really helps push yourself out there and to just remind you that that your graduation is coming up soon. you're going to have to need some work experience in your career. So it's really good to put yourself out there early on, and they tend to help students a lot more. So when you do a student internship, it really helps out a lot.
A new film reaches another milestone, not previously done in almost a decade. Black Panther, Marvel Studios' latest superhero film, is the first movie since 2009's Avatar to top the box office for 5 weeks in a row. According to USA Today, the film grossed $27 million last weekend in ticket sales. ScreenRant.com says the film, directed by Ryan Coogler, has broken 13 different box office records so far, including highest rated superhero movie.
USA Today also says the film has grossed $1.1 billion worldwide. After being bullied, 10-year-old Ethan had a birthday surprise. Ethan seemed to have had a great time, and his surprise made his birthday even better.
Wait, there's a package playing. Do you need audio?
Yes, we need audio.
If you tell him a bully, his mother, Natalie, says they recently resolved a bullying issue.
The kid was calling Ethan a name and it really hurt him. He came home crying, and we talked to the teachers about it, and the kid wrote an apology, and he came home and he goes, "You know what, that kid wrote me an apology and I forgive him, Mom."
Wyatt is Ethan's big brother.
Kind of hurts me. You know, he's a unique kid, and once you really get to know the guy, he's amazing.
Last summer, Ethan's parents took him to see the ocean for the first time. A foundation arranged for Ethan to become an honorary lifeguard during his visit to the New Jersey shore, and an honorary police officer with the Wildwood Police Department. The Globetrotters heard about Ethan and decided to pay him a visit in his hometown of Prescott. All right, I don't want anybody bullying while Ethan is on the job. You guys promise me that? Awesome.
Congratulations, Ethan. That is great, great news.
That's super darling. I absolutely adore that story.
Yeah,
it's very,
so
very sweet.
So sweet. Have you ever wanted to do a
pirouette,
but didn't know how? Do you lack experience in dance? Well, Diana Zainadine breaks it down for you. Take a look.
So first, we are going to start by prepping. Make sure your right leg is out in front of you and pointed, and your arms are extended by your side. The next step after you have completed this would be to do the same movement except on releve. Releve means being on your toes, and this will help you to eventually be able to turn without putting your heels on the ground. One thing to keep in mind before starting any type of dance technique is to make sure that you are stretched out, and I have included some stretching tips for you guys in this video. To do pirouettes, you need to make sure you have a strong core, which includes conditioning. So conditioning can vary from crunches, push-ups, burpees, planks, etc. Now I am showing you guys how to spot. This is the initial thing to do before you start learning how to prep for a pirouette. The more dance lessons you take, the more you will progress, and you will be able to do things such as chaînés,
batmas, piqués, etc.
Right, left,
And eventually, with enough training, you would be able to do as many turns, pirouettes, fouettes as you would like.
Those were some very helpful tips. Thanks, Diana.
Thank you again for tuning in.
See you Wednesday for more Studio G. We hope you enjoy the rest of your day, Rebels.
Goodbye.